In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to add borders to your cells. So the borders section is on your home tab and just down here underneath the font sizing tab. So when putting a border on a cell, you can either do a full border, you can do multiple borders, top, bottom, left, right, double bottom border. Yes, I know it all sounds very confusing. You can also draw your borders too. There's a lot of different options you can do with your borders, and I'm going to dive into a bunch of them with you and why you should use them. So if you're doing a full thick box border around a cell, like this, for example, if we select this cell, go to a thick box border, you're doing so because you want the cell to stick out. You can also do underlines with cells, right? You can also do no border. So say we wanted to eliminate the border, you can do no border. Say we wanted to select a group of cells, in this case, B7 to G12. We're going to do the drop down on the border section, and we're going to go to all borders. You're going to see that right away. It's going to put lines or borders between every single cell in the range that we selected. I actually like this format better than what we had. If you click the undo button, I think it looks a lot better, separates our data, more easy to navigate. But if you don't want those, say you just want to keep it in the dates, time, lunch end, start, and the starts there, the tab headings, we can just select the cells we don't want it, hit no border, and it's going to erase it from there, right? So you can play around with it a little bit. You can also do some things called the double bottom border. You can do this. I typically use it when I'm working on a financial model. So if you want certain data to pop at the end and you don't want to go ahead and put a thick border around it, you can select whatever cell you want to do. So say in this case, we can do overtime hours. We can do just a top and a double bottom border, and it's definitely going to stick out, right? That double bottom border looks really clean, really nice, especially if you're using it in a more complex spreadsheet. A couple different options we have. We can also draw a border. So if we go down here, we click draw a border. It's going to basically separate every single cell with little dots. So it's really, really easy to navigate. So all you're going to kind of do is just connect the dots, right? You can just kind of drag it. So say we want to just go right here, boom. You're going to do that. And then go back up and click your borders tab. And it's going to eliminate all those little dots, and you'll get back to the functionality of your spreadsheet. You can also do a border grid, which is the same thing as we were doing before with the all borders. You can erase a border manually, right? So if we want to come back and erase that, boom, no problem. We can change the line color. This is really important too. So say in our overtime hours, we want to make that stand out. We can change the line color and change it to red. We can paste that in there red, paste it in there red, no problem. Now it's really going to stand out. So overtime hours, say if we're an employer, right? Our overtime hours, oof, we got to pay our employees more. Not always good. You're going to highlight it so it's instantly going to catch your eye. Next is the line style. So if you wanted to play around with it a little bit here, you can always do a dotted line, which would be pretty cool. But we still have it in red. Go ahead and change that if I want to. Black. Boom. We have a dotted line for you. So that could look really cool if you were trying to be a little bit more modern or different in presenting your data. So you can change your line styles as well. If you go ahead and click more borders, this is where it brings up the formatting toolbox. That really gives you a lot more access to what you want to put in your borders. Here, we can adjust pretty much everything in our formatting dialog box, but we want to fixate on this one tab border. So it just highlights your line styles, the presets, and just the different borders that you can do. So you can draw them in here if you want, or you could select them individually here, and you can also erase them. You can change the line color as well too, and hit OK when you're done. And you'll see that I just did a little U, and it just formatted the cell that I was clicking in. So that's really important too. If you click If you select X amount of cells, you go down to more borders. You want to have more access and formatting it. Say we just want to do a left, right, bottom border. Hit OK, and it's going to put a border in for us. All right, everyone. That's pretty much all you need to know about adding borders to your cells. Play around with it a little bit. Play around in your different spreadsheets and see how you like them. Thanks, everyone.